Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another webinar, Thursday morning, 10 a.m. My name is Keith Flynn. I'm the Director of Digital Marketing here at West USA. Happy to have you guys on. Happy New Year if you haven't been on a class yet since the new year. Obviously, the title, we are doing video, photography, smartphone, just some tips, ideas, suggestions, tactics, gear, just little things you can do to enhance the quality of your photography and your video when using your smartphone. So we don't need to be professional photographers. We don't need to go invest a lot of money in gear. If it's in the budget, cool. We can talk about that. But for the most part, this is just using your smartphone, guys, and just things you can do to enhance the quality of your photography. As always, my webinars are recorded, so if you need to jump off at any time, you can catch the recordings on our YouTube channel and just do a simple search for West USA. And then not only this class, but all my other past classes are on there as well. Consume those at your leisure, but be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications. That way, when we do post a recording, you will be notified of it. And of course, smash that like button. And I certainly appreciate any comments or questions you guys have. Speaking of which, jump in the chat box if you have any, or unmute yourself. Feel free to interrupt me if you have any questions. Love to help out. You can also always email me. I'm Keith, Keith, at westusa.com. All right, let's get rock and rolling. As we usually do, we like to say thank you to our lovely sponsors, our vendors who support you guys in everything that you do when it comes to real estate, loan, title, home inspection, you name it. There's just a wealth of information and knowledge out there, and a lot of people who play and have a hand in their part in the buying and selling process. And we'll kick things off with my friend Amy Landway from Fairway Mortgage. How are you, Amy?
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Amy with Fairway Mortgage. I am one of the licensed loan officers on the Frederick team. So we're big supporters of West USA. If you haven't heard of us, I would definitely encourage you to reach out and let me spend about 10 minutes and tell you how our team truly differs from any lender that is going to try to earn your business. I'm very proud of the team that we built. We do offer a couple different programs that I would love to get into more after this class. I'll put my contact information below, as well as different ways that we treat our loan business. I'm also available to help you guys with any marketing needs. So if you need help after this class with any video content, anything at all to make your business more successful, please reach out to me. I'd love to brainstorm with you, maybe come up with some new ideas to get more leads in 2022. And yeah, have a great class. This is one of my favorites. So enjoy, and I'll put all my contact information as well as our team information in the chat box.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Amy. Appreciate that. Yeah, and if you guys, if you're not, Amy, also drop your Instagram handle in there as well. Since we're talking about video and short form video is going to be a huge play for 2022, and Amy does a really good job with embracing the technology and sharing high value, entertaining and educational videos. So, I always say, look for influencers, look for people who seem to have it, and doing it well. And so Amy's certainly one of them. And so hat tip to her for sure that.
Thanks, Steve.
You're welcome. All right, guys, let's get rock and roll. Oh, and shout out to my man Anthony Cucci over at HCP Property Inspection. Guys, him and his team are a wealth of information when it comes to home inspection. So if you have any needs at all, his contact information is just above my head there. And there we go, make myself smaller. He's a great wealth of information, and they also help out with any needs you guys have for home inspection. All right, so let's do this here. 1 second. We, like I usually do, like to start off with some statistics, guys. When it comes to using your smartphone for photography, which, whatever video or however you shoot video, whether it's a smartphone or, a professional camera, any of the number of cameras that are out there that you can use. At the end of the day, video and photography play a huge part in our medium and what we do. Obviously, this is a highly visual industry. First impressions are everything, and as a real estate agent, you guys know that. And so not only whether you're taking photography for your homes or your neighborhoods, or spotlighting a restaurant with some amazing food, or headshots for yourself, or posting video content. Just run through some statistics here for you guys. Homes with high quality photography sell 32% faster. A home with one photo spends on average 70 days on the market, but at a home with 20 photos or more spends around 32 days on market. So yeah, in a hot market, we've seen some pretty piles of nonsense sell because everyone just needs something. But when you talk about a high dollar home or something up over 500,000, getting into the million, really, really good photography makes a difference, and buyers have shown that in how they consume content. 90% of home buyers take to the internet to look for homes. I'm sure you guys already know this. It's the first place that they go, and they want to see photography, and especially if a home is a high dollar home, then they want to see video as well. 45% of people watch more than an hour of Facebook and YouTube videos a week. So we're cutting the cord. We're getting rid of our traditional cable boxes, direct TV, and so on. And more people are starting to consume video on their phones. And so what you're seeing is that people are literally just walking around, looking down at their phone, and they're watching videos, and they're watching videos that friends share with them. They're watching videos of shopping for a house, and so that's why Facebook video, YouTube video, and short form video on TikTok and Reels for Instagram has really skyrocketed because people are cutting the cord and they're just watching on their device. 87% of online marketers use video content. Your millennials, your 25 to 34, even a little higher than that, maybe like 36, 37, age group watches the most online video. So this group here pretty much grew up with devices, and so for those of us who are old enough to remember what it was like before all the tech, and I remember having to use a phone that was hung on the wall and it had a cord attached to it, and now thankfully I'm young enough to still be able to adapt to it and utilize it and teach it. So for those of us who are younger and don't remember not having a device, this has been their go-to and what they're comfortable with using. So that's why you see millennials using online videos to consume content, to learn about products and services. And naturally, as an agent, it would be advantageous for you to do so. Over half of video content is viewed on a mobile device, as I mentioned a minute ago. 37% of homeowners say they're more likely to list with a realtor who uses video. And again, if I'm a seller and I'm comfortable with video, naturally I want to see my home displayed and showcased in a video. So you guys know this, and it's very important to do that. Native video on Facebook, 10 times higher reach compared to YouTube links. And when we say native video, what we're referring to is when you upload your video content, because I get this question a lot. Agents ask, where should we push our content to? Where should we post our videos? Number one, obviously, Facebook is still the most visited platform. And then outside of Facebook, your YouTube channel. And then naturally, you'll have Instagram, TikTok, if you're doing any of the short form videos. Viewers retain 95% more of the message when they watch it on a video compared to 10% when it is written or in a text form. So again, video just tells a better story. It's memorable, and it's archived, so it means you can always go back to it, especially when you guys are teaching or educating your audience on a topic. You're empowering them to learn about the buying and selling process. They can always go back and reference your videos, just like I do for cooking videos, just like I do for YouTube, how to do something. There's nothing you can't learn because somebody has done a tutorial on YouTube. And it's been fantastic when it comes to empowering yourself. So when I talk about video and some inexpensive ways for you guys to increase the quality of your video, on your screen here, there's some gear that you can invest in that is not going to break the budget, but will make your video quality better. And it's also fun because when you have good content, and it's shot right, then people see that, and obviously you enjoy putting out good content, and having this gear will help out a lot. So number one, in the upper left-hand corner, if you guys don't already have one, I highly recommend a tripod, whether it's a small desktop version like this, or a telescoping tripod. There are many of them on the market. And I typically start with Amazon. I have an Amazon Prime account, so they typically have the best prices and the delivery is great. You can find, when I say telescoping tripod, they're just collapsed down and I don't have one near me. They make it convenient and compact, easy to carry in a bag. And then when you get to your location where you're shooting, you can obviously use the tripod, extend it up, and then adjust the height. Lighting right there, the lighting package that they have. Excuse me, if you're ever going to go shoot in a home that doesn't have any power or there's just bad lighting, having a lighting kit or a ring light, very inexpensive and great to have. The ring lights come with a smartphone clamp, a holder that allows you to snap it in and then walk away and shoot your video or take photos from there. Lighting's a big one, so that helps out for you guys when you want to balance out the light and get some great shots. We'll talk about that in techniques here in a little bit down the road. Microphone, they sell lavalier microphones that plug into your iPhone, your smartphones. And a lavalier microphone comes in different lengths, so you can get 6, 15, 25 foot. And those are great too if you're by yourself, but you're in an open home or there's some ambient sound, some road noise behind you. This will cancel out any sound other than just directly in your microphone. And they clip onto your shirt, lapel, your blouse, whatever you want to do. And they're nice to have because you can then get some great quality sound. The fourth one there on your right, this is what we call a floating gimbal. This is a battery operated device that has an X and Y axis, and you've probably seen these before. They're fun to use. I definitely recommend practicing. But once you get it balanced out and you follow the tutorials they provide for you, this creates that floating cinematic effect, much like you would see those guys that wear the large full harnesses in the movie industry, and they run with that camera that's several pounds, and it floats and it takes out the shake and it makes a very cool stable shot. A floating gimbal, I've got one that I love to use, and it has an app that comes with it. And you can see at the bottom of the gimbal there, they actually will also clamp into a tripod. And the gimbals are fun to use if you're doing a walk and talk through an open house or you're touring a neighborhood. You can just really get a cool shot without that shaking and unstable look on the video. The inexpensive ones I've seen are now around $89 on Amazon. At the time that we got ours, it was over 160. So the prices come down. There's a lot of versions on the market. And so highly recommend getting one of those. And another option for you guys too are these clip-on lenses for your smartphone devices. These lenses are a wide angle lens. And what they'll do is they allow you to get a much wider shot of a home or an interior of a house. A lot of fun to use. It's amazing. The angles you can get and getting the full house in the shot. It also gives the impression that the room's a little bit bigger than it may be, but not like considerably, but certainly gets you larger angles. And so those clip-on lenses are great to use, and they're also available on Amazon. The last one there in the bottom of the corner is kind of like a 3-in-1. You've got a microphone, you've got your floating gimbal, and then you have your little light kit. So this just I wanted to throw that one in there for you. It's a little bit more of an extreme, but you get an idea and a sense of how far you can go with these great little devices. Ever since, with technology taking off, it's brought the price point down for us to get into the gear market. And it's just amazing what they're able to do. All handheld, everything can fit compact into a nice little bag, a little camera bag. And you guys are set to take your photography to the next level. All right, any questions? Nope, no one's got anything right? All right, cool. All right, so one of the things, and I'm going to use an iPhone as an example here. One of the things you guys definitely want to check on, and I just did this the other day with some parents. We were on the sideline for my son's flag football game, and one of the parents had commented that the video that I shoot is very clear, but they were using the same phone. So what you can do, and if you haven't done so, go into your settings in your camera. When you go into your setting or on your device, you go into your settings for photography and video. We want to make sure that you guys are shooting at 180p. So this is the, or 1080p, sorry, good Lord. 1080p is the resolution, and then at 30 frames per second. So the more frames per second that you shoot, the higher the quality of the video. Now, a lot of our phones now are able to shoot 4K, which is even better than 1080p, but it will take up more memory space. So again, it's really up to you, but just changing your video recording and your slow-mo to a higher resolution, you will notice once that change happens, shoot some photography in the house, walk around, pretend like you're doing an open house, and shoot in 2 different modes and see the difference. So definitely want to shoot, at least 1080, because we want to show the high quality video, especially on YouTube, Facebook. Those resolutions are really going to translate when it comes to great photography. And then other features there too, recording with stereo sound. There's just a lot of neat features. It's amazing how far technology has come with our phones. But you have a couple different options too for your composition. You can turn on grids, and grids will put grids over you'll have 3 columns and 3 rows when you're looking at your phone and you're shooting the photography. That helps with balancing so you're not crooked. It kind of makes things easy for you to level. So the grid option is also an important one too. So mastering your iPhone basics, making sure you know how to utilize the flash, whether it's on, off, or auto. If you're using some lighting, you can turn the flash off, not a big deal. Zooming in and out, you guys know you're using 2 fingers to pinch. So zoom in, zoom out for when you want to get a bit of a tight shot or a wide shot. And then, of course, adjusting for low light situations. So a lot of our phones, most of our phones, all have the HDR format, which is high dynamic range. What this is doing is the phone's going to take 3 different photos and then merge those multiple images into one photo to give you the most realistic pop, the best looking possible photo. Not a necessity, but a cool feature for you guys if you wanted to play with that and learn some basics about your actual phone. Okay, so I put together some photography prep ideas for you, and I know for some of you seasoned agents, I'm sure you know this, but for new agents who I often have on these calls, I certainly want to make sure to talk about the basics. So, decluttering surfaces from your decor collection when staging a home, prepping a house. And this also goes not only for if it's a home for sale or you're going to take some stage photography for yourself. I always recommend some branding, marketing photography. Cool little tip, little trick that I've seen and heard agents do is go to a new build into a model home, since they're staged beautifully and they have an awesome decor, current, modern, open, bright, and take your tripod, take your camera with you, and if you've got a friend or a coworker or a team member, take them with you as well. And you guys can stage some shots, some marketing materials, some branding shots to use throughout the year. And wherever you use this photography or video, the viewer, the audience doesn't know the wiser, and they don't know that this is a model home. They just think this is possibly you in a real world environment, behind the scenes, and obviously taking someone through a home tour. Removing smaller pieces of furniture that can free up more floor space so we can give that perception of a larger floor plan. Square footage is what we're all looking at, and so we want to show that. Making the floor seem larger by taking away any throw rugs, and of course letting in more natural light. If you can use light, open the curtains and get that natural light to play in your advantage, and then remove any extra stuff off of the kitchen counter. Decluttering your kitchen counter is really going to be big. We don't need to see all those extra appliances. Again, we want to give the perception of more space, and removing a lot of those appliances will help out as well. Bathroom. So number 1, I hope you guys know this one, close the toilet seat. That's a big one. Let's make sure we close that toilet seat. Again, clear off any surfaces for the counter in the bathroom. Remove any soaps, toothbrushes, deodorant, any personal effects we want to remove from the shot. we know that someone lives in the house, but the home buyer doesn't want to know that someone or see that someone lives in the house. We want to see what the house can be for them, not what it currently is for the current homeowner. Open the shower curtain if it's, it's not cluttered with kids' toys or any weird rod that has 17 different types of shampoo and conditioner on it. If you've got a good shot, then open that curtain up and give the perception of more space in your bathrooms. The number one crime, again, make sure you close the toilet seat. We see that one a lot. Okay, so bedrooms. We want to remove any cords, hide any trash cans. Again, anything that's just kind of out of place that makes it look cluttered or ugly. Straighten out the bed sheets. Remove the cords. I guess I did put that twice. And of course, fluff and place the pillows. Stage those decorative pillows as well. Open up the lights. Get some natural lighting for the bedrooms as well. And then the last one for you guys for camera tips. When you're shooting a room, this particular photo here was shot with a wide angle lens camera. You'll notice that they're able to get almost three walls. Well, they are getting 3 walls in the shot. And anytime you can get 3 walls in a shot, that's great. That's going to give a bigger perception, a bigger dynamic shot of the room. And it really looks well when your home potential buyers are looking at the photography. Camera height is a big one. We want to shoot at waist level. Eye level shows too much of the ceiling. And we want to see floor. We want to see what the floor, we look down naturally, so we want to see less ceiling and more floor in the walls. We mentioned earlier, turning on your grids, and then what that'll allow you to do is get a nice balanced shot. Don't tilt the camera. If you tilt the camera down or you tilt the camera up or to the side, it will augment the shot and it looks very distorted. So we want to keep these clean lines, and so bring that camera down to about your chest height and get a nice even shot into any of your rooms. Composition, so that's consistent of lighting. Lighting is key, so if you've got any can lights in the ceiling or any accent lights, let's turn those on. But let's also make sure that those lights are all the same. If one's like a CFL and the other one is a cool white and a warm, you get those weird lighting balance issues. And so, that might be something to keep an eye out for as well. And don't take photography from just one spot in the room. Move to the corners and get as much of the room shots in place, and do your best to kind of be methodical about how you shoot your photography. Spot 1, spot 2, spot 3, so that it almost feels, when you upload your photos, it feels natural, as if the person was walking through the room. And you're stitching all those shots together so you can get a nice flow. Much like if you were to use the Matador app where you can scroll through and move through the home, but you're doing this with just simple photography. All right, cool. Any questions? No, we're good. All right, nothing in the chat box. So I often get the question, editing. So how do I edit my photos? What's an easy app to use? Here's 3 for you guys that are really popular, that have high ratings in the Google Play and on the iPhone app or the iPhone store. Snapseed is one of them from Google. You've got Night Camera for low light photos. This is just going to adjust the aperture and the lens to help you with low light. I know that the newer iPhones have that feature now, so they're able to shoot some really cool low light situations. And then VSCO, photography and video editing. So these 3 apps are really popular, and they can help you do some cool stuff with adjusting, some balancing, some lighting. Again, just snapping some photos around the house and then practicing with these apps so that when you do have a need for them, when it comes time to actually shoot your photos, you're familiar with how to use the app. I gave you some multiple choices there because there are so many cool apps available. And the 2 most popular ones that I use, but there is a cost associated, is Photoshop Express and Adobe Lightroom. Now, Adobe Lightroom on your right is a popular one. This particular app has some really cool presets. And presets are basically just they're preset like filters. They're like making changes to a particular photo. And then those sets are recorded, and you can apply those to other photos that you take. There are presets based on different shots, whether black and white or day or night. If you're outdoor, indoor, if it's a headshot, if it's landscape. there's a lot of really cool presets, free ones once you get in the app. There's two that are provided by people, professional photographers, and they upload those presets to allow people to use them. Carlos, what do these two apps cost? So, good question. The Photoshop Express, I think, is for $20 a month. Adobe offers several apps that you can get into, and I know. Let me look at something really quick. Where am I at? I will tell you here real second earlier. Move that way down. All right, cool. Here we go.
Just trying to get an idea, Keith.
It's a great question. I want to definitely give you a definitive answer because I know it's not super costly. That bill goes to Nick, so I don't see it. All right.
So about $10 to $20 a month, probably.
Yep. Yeah. So
that's not bad.
No, not bad at all. It's $5 for upgrade to the full app. If you want the Creative Cloud, which allows you to store all your photography in the cloud, I think it's $9 a month or $10 a month. So not bad at all. And the cool thing about, I love Photoshop Express because not only can I adjust my photography, there's tons of presets in there, but I can also crop. I can do overlays. So if I want to put a call to action, my phone number, my email address, a motivational quote, whatever, I can add text to the photo, resave it to my camera roll, and then I can kick that out to my social media. So there's the Photoshop Express. I've been using it for a number of years, and they keep adding cool features to it and new things you can do. So certainly one of my favorites, and that's why I've got these two up there at the last.
So let me ask you this, Keith. If you get one of these, you know what Vimeo is, right?
Correct.
Does it replace what Vimeo does?
So Vimeo is actually much like YouTube.
Right.
Vimeo is a full high res video hosting site like YouTube, but Vimeo is used by a lot of professional photographers and videographers. YouTube I don't know why, but a lot of times YouTube's playback is susceptible to grainy, lower resolution playback, and so Vimeo doesn't do that. They pride themselves on having very high res video, and I used to use Vimeo for product video placement a number of years with a retailer, and we would host all of our video on there, and I loved it. Vimeo is awesome, and I know it's come a long way. So it just depends on where you want to be. I know Vimeo also provides kind of like a back end tutorial section where it's gated, it's locked. So only you can share that with employees if you have tutorials, how-to videos, things of that nature. And I know a lot of companies use Vimeo for that respect.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. Good question. All right. So we're talking about video, a couple different aspects that really are going to be a big play for 2022. Last year, and obviously in the last 2 years, Facebook reported that they saw Facebook Live videos quadrupled in time and how long people are watching live videos. And I think that goes hand in hand with where we are currently with the COVID situation. People with distancing, we're not in person anymore or as often. And a lot of agents, a lot of businesses pivoted to live video to showcase their products and services. And so live video was a huge aspect for a lot of agents who had to pivot with open houses. And I think it's a fantastic tool and still pretty much underutilized in the real estate industry. And I just think it's because a lot of people are apprehensive about being in a live environment. But that's no different than being in a room full of people, with people, and taking them around an open house and touring. And so live, a couple different options for you guys here. Allows you to do a virtual home tour. So walking through a house live from the home using your phone on a gimbal, on the floating gimbal, will take us through a real floating, nice cinematic walk and talk through the house. Take your audience with you through the home, narrate what they're seeing, share with them the basics of the home, but don't give out too much content. We want to make sure to entice them to actually come see the home. But you're able to flow through the house and highlight a lot of the cool features to the home and talk to your audience at the same time. They're in the chat box, so there's no reason why you can't welcome them in as they join. If you see people pop up, hey Keith, good to see you. Hope we're doing well. Carlos, what's going on? Are you still out on the East Valley? And just engage these people in conversation as you're taking them through the home. Talk to your audience, call out their name, and thank them for joining you. The great thing about this, guys, is the video is going to be recorded on your Facebook page or in your Instagram, and you can go back into that video and re-engage the people who were chatting with you or were in there at the time, and you can direct message them and thank them in a private message or in a direct message, and then obviously encourage them and ask questions and take the conversation offline. So that's number one. Number two is a virtual home house tour from your home, from your comfort of your computer. And that's going live from your PC, your Mac, whatever you're using. Grab all your images and photos, your flyers, any and all information that you want to share, and put that into a folder on your computer. Then you go live from your device, and you can share your screen, just like if I'm doing right now with Zoom. And you can do it with Zoom too, guys. You don't have to, be on Facebook. Just the plus is with Facebook, it's recorded. Other people can see that on your Facebook business page, whereas you would have to share the live video from Zoom. But once you go live, share that screen, take them through the photos, watch the chat box, engage people in conversation, just like I'm doing with you guys here, and ask questions. Where are you guys coming from? Are you out of state or in-state buyers? If you see someone you don't know, welcome them in and ask a question, engage them, so they might be less apprehensive to stay. Some people dip in, they see what you're talking about, they leave. Hey Keith, what's going on? Do I know you, or is this your first time visiting me on my business page? Learn more about them. And then if you want to take it to the next level, guys, there's a couple of different applications you can use to live stream. One is called Be Live, and Be Live and Ecamm, you probably have heard them before. When you go live, you can do overlays. So if somebody has a question, it'll pop their question up on the screen, and they can share that with your other audience and see who has questions and engage them in more conversation. So that's kind of a next level. Not a lot of people are doing the third party Ecamm or Be Live, but fun to do and check out if you're interested. And of course, the last one I already mentioned, make sure you direct message your people who've commented after the fact and build those relationships and get them into your CRM. All right. Number two for you guys with video, some tactics, some ideas for you. In 2022, let's get human again, right? So a lot of us are feeling a lot of stress and anxiety right now, obviously what's going on. So sharing how you're getting through it and what you're doing to help home buyers and sellers is a great way to show some vulnerability and be honest and genuine. I think what people really want to see when it comes to behind the scenes video from real estate agents is just some genuineness and some real personality pieces, so they can get to know you and determine if you're likable and somebody that they want to have represent them in the home buying and selling process. Ask your clients or your friends and your community members what you can do to help serve and with help them remotely. If somebody has a need or someone needs to connect with a food bank, you guys have an opportunity to be a connector and be an in-the-know agent, and work with your local businesses to partner with them. And if they offer you a coupon code or you want to do one with them, something you can add into a closing gift to get to know the neighborhood, and here's all the places that you know personally, and entice them. And maybe there's a little love that the business owner will give to a new homeowner or someone who's moved back in, someone who's moved into the neighborhood. And are there any nonprofits in your area that could help out as well? As I mentioned, food banks, any community organizations, churches, you name it. Great stuff to add in and connect with those businesses and showcase them and get them a little traction as well. Third one there for you guys is monthly interviews. some video content ideas, interview a team member, loan officer, title rep, home inspector. Get any one of these folks on camera with you. Maybe do a Zoom call, hit record, and then show that Zoom on your Facebook page, your Instagram, wherever you want to host it. This is a great way for you guys to showcase your knowledge. Put an expert on camera with you for 1 or 2 questions, and then this will educate and entertain, empower your potential buyers and sellers. And there's just a wealth of different topics that you can talk about. Those will be archived in your videos, and you can always reference those if someone has that question or it pops up again. Home improvement, get with a contractor. What are things you can do to increase the value of your home each and every year that for little investment? And because you can still continue to provide value to your past clients. And by doing so, you're going to keep yourself top of mind with them, so that when they have a need again, or they know someone who does, they will think of you. So, and of course too, one of the big demographics right now are first-time home buyers. This past year, we saw a lot of our late 20s to early 30s purchasing a home. And based on a survey that I saw, a lot of these first-time home buyers in that age demographic don't plan on staying in the house more than 10 years. So, or any more than 10 years. So, at that 5 to 7 range, if they're still following you on social media, we want to be able to help them out again and retain that client for sure. And then last one too, market statistics. That's a big one, guys. Everyone we know our market's hot, and whether you're in real estate or not, everyone's talking about it. And so, putting out good market stats on what's happening, what homes are selling in the area, high and low, and using that as a great video content for your social media is an awesome tool. Number 4 there, tips for sellers and buyers. 3, 5, 7. What are things that we should be doing, shouldn't be doing? Decluttering, neutralizing, depersonalizing, curb appeal, all these cool little tactics, these little things that we can do to a home, things that we tell our sellers they should do, we can put on a video and help those who are going to be coming into a first-time buying and selling process. Proof of funds, pre-approval ready. What does that mean? Do a quick video with any one of your vendors to explain that. Great information there. I know I learned a lot on our second home. I was like, well, what is title and why am I here signing, this large encyclopedia of papers? I just didn't understand the process. And so instead of explaining it that day, people can know what they're getting themselves into ahead of time, which is really cool. Behind the scenes, show buyers the elements of what an offer letter is, or what a home inspection entails. What is a BINSR? And of the things on a BINSR, should I ask for everything or pick my top 3? What's the best way to approach that? And of course, tips for sellers and buyers and what to expect on closing day, all make for great video content. And the last one there for you guys, number 5, if you do anything at all, start with a great about me video. Introduce yourself, right? A great way to gain trust for a potential client. Who are you? What do you do? Where do you do it? Why they should hire you? What's your differentiating factors? How they can work with you as an agent? What's the best way to get in contact with you? And then maybe share something personally about yourself for people to determine if you're likable, if you're someone that they want to work with. And a bonus one, I think I already mentioned this one, record a call with your community members, interviews, clients, past clients. If you've got a class client who's comfortable getting on camera with you, do a Zoom call and ask them, hey, do you mind, I'm not comfortable talking about myself, but let's hear from one of my past clients who I helped this past year with moving to Arizona or buying an investment property. And then if they're cool with sending you a 30-second video, you can add that to yours and then use that as a testimonial, which is really cool. Okay, so best video editing apps. I know Carlos is going to ask me how much are all these. I don't, I'm not quite sure, but my favorite one that I like using is InShot over here on the right-hand side. InShot is a really cool, popular one, also used by a lot of video influencers, Instagram influencers. Let's see right here, one second. I lost my box to let people in. Where'd that go? Sorry. Okay, cool. All right, there we are. We're all good. All right. Yeah, so again, with Adobe, Adobe Premiere Rush, Adobe's owned by, Photoshop Express is owned by Adobe. Adobe has a ton of different apps that will work for various different technology needs. They have Adobe Premiere for editing video. Pretty cool to use. Quick for your smartphone, for your Android users. InShot, awesome. This is what I'm most familiar with. I like using. I can do overlays. I can do call to actions. They've got royalty-free video that you can import in. Just a real simple, easy one to use. You can change the formats if you're going to use it for Facebook, if you're going to use it for Instagram stories or Reels, and create really cool video from that way. iMovie, of course, everyone's got iMovie in their iPhone. That's a fun one to use and start to learn at no cost. And again, like any of these apps, just getting in there and picking one that's going to work best for you. And I also love to go to YouTube once I've decided to use an app, and Google YouTube tutorials on these specific apps to learn more about using them, so that I know that I'm getting the most out of them, especially if I'm actually going to have a cost associated for a monthly fee on any of these. All right, that is it, guys. This is a short and sweet one. I'm on social media, as you can see here, Instagram, Facebook. If you have any content questions, if you guys want to follow me, I'd love to follow you back and see what you're doing. I always like to engage and see the work that you're putting in. If you have any questions all about video, now's the time to go ahead and jump in there and ask. I'm happy to help out and give you guys some referrals, some references, and ideas. Hopefully, I've given you some good stuff in content creation. There's just so much you can do. Our industry is mobile. We're always out and about. We're meeting new people. We're seeing different homes. We're seeing different neighborhoods. And that's great content right there, guys. So curating your content. Yeah, go for it.
When you shoot a video, is there like a time frame that works best for like Facebook or for,
Yeah, great question. Yeah, absolutely. So, and I needed to add this into my statistics because at the beginning of the year, I always like to get in there and see what happened in 2021. So since 2020, video, long form video, anything over 2 minutes has pretty much been a bust. Everyone is chasing short form video. When I say short form video, that's going to be your TikTok, your Instagram Reels, Facebook stories. Everybody is chasing the TikTok movement because it is so popular and people want to consume content in shorter form. So, if you're going to do a longer form video, I highly recommend doing that and uploading it to your YouTube channel. That is where long form video is still doing well. But all these other platforms, while they are embracing video, short form is rocking right now. It is leading the way. Instagram is all in on it. They've got the algorithm turned up so that anybody who's producing short form videos, 60 seconds or less, is getting a lot of exposure, and that's going to help grow your audience. The goal for you guys when shooting short form video, don't feel rushed. Don't think you need to answer 10 questions in 60 seconds. Pick one, pick two, and then, hey guys, here's a question that I get most often when we are about to tour a home or I'm meeting a client to go through an open house. Will the homeowner be there? What's expected? For other agents, we like to turn on all the lights. We like to walk through the house once if it's going to be empty. Make sure there's no, undergarments out, creepy crawlies are picked up, whatever the case may be. Keep them short, but keep your videos enticing so that they raise hands. We want to put content out there that gets people to raise their hand and ask more questions, follow up off of that quick one, taking them to more videos or to your page to learn more about you. At the end of the day, we have a ton of questions that we can answer, And I'd rather you see have multiple 60-second videos than have one long one that people tune out at the 3-minute mark. Hopefully that makes sense. What's your YouTube channel again with your own with your other videos? Go to it's West US. Oh, here we go. Let's just do this. I'm gonna put a link in the chat box instead of just telling people to go. Right? I want to be the who does that? Home Depot, right? They don't point. They actually take you to the section you want to go to. Let me grab channel. 1 second here. I got all these boxes open. There we go.
Our values remain the.
All right, we'll cancel that. And all right, here we go, guys. I'm gonna drop this right in the chat box there. There we go. Okay. That is our YouTube channel. On there, not only are my videos, but there's also all of our Monday morning webinars with Mike and Todd and Nick. Don't do that with Bob Stevens. All of we have play channels for all of our content, so you can often see not only this video but other past videos we've talked about. Yeah, so we're good. So. Other than that, you guys are always more welcome to email me. I'm Keith, Keith, at westyusa.com. And available for you guys to chat if you ever have any questions specifically about what you want to do. We can jump on a Zoom call and get you going. So, all right, guys.
One more question.
Yeah, Carlos, go for it.
Yeah, I just all of this takes time, right?
Yes.
How do you see agents making time for this? I know I've got a lot of equipment and we do a lot of videos, but we're trying to refine our go-to-market strategy and how to do it and who to do it and how long to do it for. We also have clients, we have meetings, we have conferences, and then with COVID, we kind of, as you know, meetings get canceled and we have a lot of virtual and all that stuff. So how do most agents do that? I mean, how do you get your mind to be thinking, okay, I'm going to be going to this house. Right. What kind of video should I do? Just to take advantage of my trip, right? Right. With my phone, that kind of thing. So how do you see agents working their media strategy for the internet right now?
No, it's a great question. I know that I that often get this at the end of no matter what class I teach, because whether it's using Canva, whether it's shooting video, Facebook, Instagram, I get the comment often. I have to do all this and still be an agent, right? So I think that if anyone knows the struggles that you guys have, you're the accountant, you're the customer service rep, you're the sales rep, you're the CEO, CMO. You guys wear a lot of multiple hats. And so when it comes to content creation, whether video or just photography in general, it is setting your guys' self up an editorial calendar for the month and penciling in topics that you want to talk about, whether you keep getting reoccurring questions, or you see something else that's trending from another agent and you would like to do something similar, but obviously with your information. And time blocking out when you're going to shoot these videos. Now, if you're naturally or organically going to be in a home or meet with a client, get there a few minutes early and shoot some video, or hang out after they leave and shoot some video. Anytime that you're going to be out and about doing your business, take advantage, set yourself up some time to at least curate the content, meaning take the photo, shoot the video. Don't worry about the process or what you want doing something with it right then and there. Bring it home. At least it's in the camera, at least it's in the phone, and you've got the content, and then you can start to formulate and strategize on what it is you want to put out. Working with clients, most of the time what I'll do is I'll sit down with them and say, all right, let's start off easy. Let's do a video a week, okay? And if it's a 60-second, if it's an Instagram story, whatever the case may be, at least just get into doing something, because often a lot of agents put too much analysis into it, and then there's paralysis, and we end up not doing anything. And so keeping it simple, keeping it easy in the beginning, just so that we can get comfortable with the tech and doing it and the process. because it's going to be different for everybody, whether you're doing it yourself or you're sending that off to somebody to do it for you. And then, if you're not going to do the photography, but you're working with a photographer or a videographer, they're going to ask you, what do you want to accomplish? Who's your audience? And then they'll work through a shot list. Okay, when you go out to the open house, Carlos, take a selfie of you in front of the home. Give me 30 seconds of a walk through the kitchen, master bedroom, backyard. And then send those over to the client or to your videographer, whoever's helping you. And then we'll stitch it together, add some music. What do you want the phone number, email to be? Those are simple ones, just really easy walk and talks, right? We're just going to go through the house and maybe we'll stitch it together. And I'll tell clients, now give me a 30-second narrative. You open your voice app on your phone and literally just you say, okay, we're going to walk through the main living room here. They've recently remodeled the fireplace, all new flooring, and then send that audio clip along with your video. And then now we'll narrate what we're seeing. So, video is what we call pillar content creation. From a video, we can pull out micro content, so a snippet or a value proposition. We can take the audio from it and make an audio file for it, like a podcast. And you can even take the audio and have it transcribed, and now you've got a blog. So there's a lot of power with this use of video. So that's why I always steer everybody, especially in this class, to really embrace video. And there's multiple things you can do. It's just kind of finding what works best for each different person. So
cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. It does help a lot, because like I said, it's great to have somebody that can do a videographer services on the side and just send it out. That saves us about 2-3 hours probably.
Yeah,
experience.
Exactly.
Right.
I've got a dentist who, a dentist friend of mine. He says, hey, I just want to be a dentist, and so he outsources his photography and video to someone come in like once every 6 months. They'll come in and get some updated shots and put out new content. It doesn't have to be often, but it just has to give the appearance that it's active. Dormant social media sites aren't doing anybody any good.
Right. I've seen some teams, as you know, we've got a team, but I've seen some teams that have their own videographer. They
Right.
hire them for special events. Not every event, but most of them.
True. And with the gear coming down in price, and more people are learning how to do this. They don't have to go to school. It's just making everybody, empowering everybody to do it themselves, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Kate.
All right, guys. Well, if there aren't any other questions, thank you again for your time. Next Thursday, 10 a.m. I believe we're doing Canva, if I'm not mistaken. No. Yeah, next week's gonna be a fun one, guys. It's a new one. I haven't done this one yet, but this is Instagram Reels versus TikTok, and relatively both the same as I talked about short form videos. So we're gonna talk about the formula for a good 60-second video, right? Just answering questions, establishing value. What's the hook? What's the call to action? We'll compare the two, the nuances, which one you should use, if not both. Pros and cons, things like that, but how they work, how their tools work. And I'll bring up my phone in a live environment and we'll make some cool TikTok videos. Well, not TikTok. We'll probably do Reels. TikTok, we can do either one. It doesn't really matter, but we won't be dancing. So just know there's no choreography involved. I'll show you guys how to use it as a real estate agent, and then go from there. So you guys have a great day. As always, be kind to one another, be safe, and we will see you next week. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Keith.